The Big Issue. Breaking down the issues that matter.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leadership Podcast. And of course, it's another edition of The Big Issue. And as usual, I'm your regular host. George Agba is my name. And with me here in the studio are our in-house analyst, Silas Ezeogu.
You're welcome.
And Kunle Olasami.
Thank you, George, for having me.
Well, the big issue had always been the big issue. And of course, we have always dissected, analyzed, scrutinized, and interrogated some of the major issues bordering on the polity in the country. And of course, whenever they come up, we stop them, interrogate them, and then set an agenda or criticize it in a manner that we will be able to speak truth to power. And it has always been so. And the big issue for today is politicians' defection, antics, and the travails of Femi Fani-Kayode. Well, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Monday re-arraigned former Minister of Aviation on the amended and fresh charges bordering on money laundering. Fani-Kayode was arraigned alongside former Minister Nenadi Usman and some other top government officials over corruption charges bordering on money laundering. And of course, the issue of his rearrangement has raised the futility, the issue bordering on the futility of politicians who defect from their party to the ruling party, apparently evade being tried for corruption cases. And of course, since the coming of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration in 2015, a number of Nigerian politicians have found the governing APC as a new haven where they can actually run and shield themselves from cases bordering on corruption. And of course, the defection of such politicians has been duly criticized, especially when it has to do with it coming under a government like the Buhari's administration that had always insisted on zero tolerance for corruption. Well, the former national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Comrade Dada to show me one say that once you defend the APC, your sins are forgiven. But what is happening to Fani Kayode, who defected to the APC last year? And don't forget that he was taken personally by the National Caretaker Committee chairman of the APC, to President Muhammadu Buhari. One would have expected that Fani Kayode sin forgiven. But now, does it mean that despite dumping the PDP for the APC, his own sin has not been forgiven?
Well, it's funny, really, because you cannot equate God's forgiveness to the kind of forgiveness politicians are talking about from one party to the other, especially to the ruling party, are talking about. And don't forget, if I may go down memory lane, it is not the first time politicians will talk like this, that once you come to our party, your sins will be forgiven. I think during the reign of PDP, when they were in power, we witnessed something like this, where once you are a member of that party, there are some privileges and privilege or opportunity and advantage that you enjoy as a politician in that party. And if you ask me, such a statement like that was credited to former chairman of the APC, Adams Oshomole, saying that once you join the APC, your sins are forgiven. I think such statements sends wrong signals to Nigerians. To Nigerians, particularly for a party that sees it has zero tolerance for corruption. Now, in the case of Femi Fani-Kayode, I will say that even if they are going to have his sins forgiven, it will not be just like that. It will not be just something that they will do overnight. Let me put it that way. I don't think it is something that will do overnight. There may be, politicians being who they are, there may be underground, how do I call it now? Yes, underground this thing that may be going on. Negotiation that may be going on. At the end of the day, you just find one. And in law, there is something that they will just hang it somewhere where they will say, because of, look at the case of Ojius Okalu. They said because of just minor something, they had him brought back from the prison and said that he should be tried, it should be tried afresh. And that trial, if I can tell you, is going nowhere. So I don't expect a difference from what happened in Kalu's trial to this one.
What is happening?
To what is going to happen to Fani-Kayode's trial? At the end of the day,
what you're trying to say in essence is that they might still be carrying on with the case,
of course,
and doing all these things.
Of course,
it will not look as if they
down. Yes, sorry, before Silas will come in. If they just truncate this trial like that, it will send a very wrong signal to Nigerians. And
as soon as he defected, nobody heard about that.
Yes, and they don't want such. So that is just what I feel.
Thank you very
about
much.
This.
As you heard what Kunle said, and I think it has it on. What Kunle is trying to say in that sense is that it might be a smoke screen. At the end of the day, despite the fact that he defected, it was towards the end of last year that defection took place. When the National Caretaker Committee of the APC took him to Buhari to show, look, we have the prodigal son who is coming. He was a member of APC. And so he's
switching and switching.
Yes, he has been switching.
PDP, APC, they have been going up and down.
So perhaps it's likely that what is happening is that they are still going on with the case, especially re-arraigning him, so that it will look as if, despite the defection, nothing happened. The end result of this trial is what Nigerians are worried about. What do you think?
Yes, Kule, was very at point, at some point when he said it. And if you look at Carlos' case and see you can begin to predict that this kind of case can also go
the same way.
Otherwise, you look at in the past, we still have the case of Bashar Lawal. It's an open and short case. That man is still a free man, even granting president and prison, stating opposition on national issues, even supporting some presidential candidates, as we have seen in the papers. Okay, that case, he took Nigerians crying out, CSOs, NGOs, public individuals speaking out about his case, about his grass cutting scam, for him to be removed from government office. And even right now, he's a free man. The trial has not gone anywhere tangible. The EFCC chairman that he insisted he was controlled, even when the Senate refused to approve him. It's a free man. With all the corruption allegations hit on the Mago, there's no record that has been tried for anything. They just remove him somewhere. So a lot of other.
Mago is still a police officer.
He's a police officer. And he was removed because he was they found his ostensibly they found his had the teacher. Yes, it's a free man. So if you look at this, that this I'm sure a lot of Nigerians are really astounded by the fact that the government that can do so much in the fight against us. Yes, we haven't taken of this is coming out. Let me tell you, before this man went to that place, I feel like I said I was going to why again. And he will not just and going by the kind of patriotic rhetoric that offered against this government. Very terrible statements. I don't even know how one thing to make that kind of comment. Like the public domain.
That's it.
Like he said he cannot swallow his own vomit. So the APC was vomit and he had come back to swallow that vomit. I was surprised that even the president would agree to welcome such a character that is an epitome of dishonest standing. Somebody, let's not call it somebody who is not
an epitome of vulgarity.
Vulgarity.
Yes.
And not just that he's not stable.
Uh,
He cannot stay on a position for long. Today he's doing hot, that he's doing cold. So what I think welcome and say, what politician are politician? And Boris seems to have learned how to play politics. You know, that's just to have a sense in a politician. But what Nigeria should be watching out is how the case is going to progress from now.
From now,
Whether you know, there are other cases that we are going to have to mention. We are going to mention,
yes, of course.
which are being
look at, let's look at before you continue, before you come in, let's look at the case of Danjuma Guje. If you remember, Danjuma Guje is standing trial before the election of the incumbent Senate president. Danjuma Guje was a top contender. And if you remember,
for the Senate seat,
for the Senate president seat, if you remember, I think part of the negotiation, because not long after he withdrew, his case from the court was also
died out.
So that's it.
Well, thank you very much. Before we continue, let's quickly take a short break. But before we do that, I would like to urge our viewers to send in their comments by way of opinions, because your contribution to the big issue has always shaped the conversation constructively. And we expect that by the time we come back from this short break, we'll be seeing your opinions, your comments trickling in. We'll be back shortly.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
The Big Issue. Breaking down the issues that matter.
Welcome back. We are still the Big Leadership Podcast. And of course, the big issue of the day is the antics of politicians in defecting to the governing party and the travails of Femi Fani-Kayode. And of course, you see, we've already had comments by our viewers trickling in. And we have Tunde Oguntola. Tunde Oguntola has this to say: poverty of ideology, of political ideology, is the bane of defection in Nigeria. Most politicians are shameless unless leaders of political parties form and maintain political ideologies on their stand. Cross-carpeting from one party to another will continue to exist. It is only Nigeria that candidates work against their parties when they fail to succeed. So to secure party tickets, to contest defection.
Contest election.
To contest election. All right, I get it now. You know what Oguntola is trying to do? That the problem now, especially the one that has to do with Fani-Kayode and his defection antics. Problem of ideology.
I remember some person said that what drives politicians in Nigeria from one party to another is their stomach. What they eat, because okay, let me put it this way: politicians always want to remain relevant. And that's why you see them move or jump from one party to the other, because once they are out, some of these people we relate to them, we see them often. Once they are out of power, or once they are out of that office, they become just an ordinary person. I saw a former very powerful minister and the former national chairman of the national political party. I saw him one day. I didn't recognize him that he was the one working beside me. I was telling one of them, "Is this not so?" So that's why they always want to remain relevant. They always want to do anything to protect their interests.
Thank you very much. You see, I agree with you today. The idea of remaining relevant is one thing, but I think the kind of defection we have under the Buhari administration is more a way of escapism.
Of course,
trying to evade. Yes, because if you see the kind of governors, like the governor of Cross River State,
For instance,
when you say government, most Nigerians have this impression. Why they are defecting is because they want to be sure that they are safe by the time they leave office. They are second termers. By the time they are term, they feel that if you are in the ruling party, it will be very, very hard for anybody to think of prosecuting you. Yes, but with what is happening to Fani-Kayode, it's beginning to feel that the Buhari is really committed to this fight against that. Except it might say it might just be kind of smoke screen.
You see that the EFCC chairman read out the number of cases conviction I've had.
Yes.
I said, what big man is there? How many big men? You can go to the ministry and catch a few
civil servants.
Those that wanted a few thousands and few millions. Guys, the protest post guys that are stealing billions and billions. That's okay, they say, but they're stealing more. You have to use it to survive the system. They don't deliver the system. And as long as they have immunity, they will
covers them.
Yes, I know they were when Madam Ahmed. I think when was it?
Yes, you get
something when was the minister or something?
With the son, the two of them.
Then you find out that he not be governor for these 8 years. So, you see what China and other countries like that did for the country. In the country. They are taking it very seriously. If you are ready to buy commercial, the person is to remove this from.
No, I think I disagree with
you. See,
I agree with that.
See, the idea is that you can say no, but if corruption has become a cog in the wheel of Nigerian development, and this stability is giving them the right to carry on. There's not enough deterrence to do it. If you know that if you still affect out of it, so you be more careful.
Removing immunity is good, but the danger in that is that there will be distractions on the deputy and the president. That's one. That is one. Two, immunity does not stop investigation. You can investigate, but you cannot prosecute.
But I know justice now. Justice delayed is justice. If the person caught in the first year,
they can investigate you and keep your file.
And maybe they would have been for.
That's why enforcement is asked to investigated, asked them to resign, so that his position will not interfere.
That's why. So
if the government is there, he will use the clearest manual, the resources he has to also, impeach on the system.
That's why I talk about distraction. There will be frivolous court cases that let's just politicians. Some of these things they know. Some of them. Okay, for example, if I and George now we are fighting for a particular seat, I know the truth, but sometimes I will fight the case just to distract him.
But he don't just he's not to be going to court to answer. You don't have to be.
No.
Other countries in the world, that don't have immunity.
Sometimes it's not like that. What of the judgment?
No, if you lose out because you pass money, you have to let it go. So those who will clean up the system will come. The other countries in the world who don't have immunity. How are they failing?
Well,
So why is it our own we have to have
I think
immunity?
the issue
You
is
see, there's so many. Nigeria is we are. I don't want to say. I don't know whether I should say we are. Our case is peculiar. Why I said so is that, for example, you mentioned the case of China, that when you are caught stealing or when you are found guilty of stealing, they cut your head off. So many, if we have to apply that in Nigeria, so many innocent people will die.
well,
Because these politicians, they don't care. They don't care. They can do anything just to maintain and retain
that power. Well, thank you, Kunde. I think the issue of immunity is a topic on its own for another day. That Fani Kayode, you see, most Nigerians, there's some Nigerians who believe that perhaps Fani Kayode is suffering because his defection was contentious. I think there are many APC members may not, even because of the unpredictable things he said about President Muhammad Buhari and the APC. You could remember there was a time 2015, ahead of the election in 2015, when Osinbajo was picked as running mate. You could remember what Fani Kayode said. Fani Kayode likened Osinbajo as a brother who has gone to dine.
Judge,
How did he put it? He said, "Won't be ye brethren." Ye brethren who go, who I've forgotten how I put it.
Judge,
But at the end of the day, he said, who decide to dine with the sons of Boko and the daughters of Haram.
Judge, wait, let me say something. I want to say, you said something that some politicians have not forgotten Fani Kayode because of some of the things he said. But like Sarah said, he said so many terrible things about this government, which he has moved or switched campaign now. Now, you said something about that, and I will say that I don't want to say that politicians are shameless. You see, what we see in the day is not what goes on. In the night, yes, in the night they know that they meet. So if you tell me that they have not forgiven him, I will say it is not true. That is the truth. And another thing about his trial, just as we are saying, like I said earlier, all what we are seeing now is just for Nigerians not to talk. That look at the government that says it's fighting corruption. Look at what he's saying. Don't forget that this Carlos trial, or use of Carlos trial, was in court for about 12, 13 years. Resources of the states were wasted. And it is only, just as Salah said, it is only somebody who has the wherewithal, who has the means, that can go all the way for 13 years to fight a case in court with government.
I have big sons.
Not the small son. The man, his lawyer, Carlos' lawyer, is not just a son, he's a law professor.
He's a professor of law, Professor Wakali.
And you cannot do that.
Law professor.
Never do that. Some of the judges have been corrupted in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They have corrupted the judicial system too. And if I find out that this judge can write one, they can in the same case. They can write two judgments.
And it's not about the judges, even the lawyer. I remember the MBA. The MBA has indicted about seven.
Yes, seven.
One son and 6 lawyers.
Let me tell you something.
For over all these of frivolous court orders that they influence. They were ones who manipulated and influenced.
George,
you know,
just as Salah said that the judicial system is just I don't know. I don't want to use the power angle here. I think I mentioned it sometimes ago. There is this a judge prostrated for a lawyer.
Prostrated for
yes. So if tell me the case, that lawyer is a very senior lawyer, but I cannot mention the name. Very, very, very senior lawyer. It's an old man too, very senior lawyer. Prostrated for the lawyer, for the judge.
in public.
Yes, now in Supreme Court there. So tell me the case that judge will take.
It's just a phone call. I have interest in this case.
I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So what we see in court is, so if you ask me, they are just Nollywood move. Some of the cases we see in Korea are just Nollywood movies.
Academic
It
exercise.
has, yes,
The one that
has
have been
been decided from
determined
somewhere.
in the process before bringing it to the open court.
They don't just look for how to coat it so that it will, there was a
Yes,
sense of
yes, semblance of
transparency.
Silence, if not for the fact that Kunle has come to bring one, there's a point, one salient point Kunle made here that has even weakened everything we're about to say here. He had just drawn our attention to the fact that some of these ideas, taking Fani-Kayode back to the arraignment court, would be a smoke screen.
Of course.
Yes, a kind of cover of camouflage, so that it will not look as if the case died down.
Just like that.
If not, I would have said, with what happened, one would have said kudos to the federal government and the Buhari administration for proceeding to prosecute a man who thought that he will now be free.
But the man don't say was going to, but he didn't say was going to DPC because of his case. It was just we.
It will not come out to say that. It will not come out to say that, but I want to believe that is part of the ambition. No, I want to believe that's a part of the ambition. You know, demand. I don't know how I can describe it now. I'm talking about how sugar coated his mouth is. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So I think maybe we need this kind of person
on our side.
On our side, so that we can. So I want to believe, just as I want to believe, part of the condition will be my case in court. We have to do something about it. It's just my view. I was not there. I don't know.
If not, I would have said with what is happening, one would have said governors like Cross River State governors and other governors would have been doing that ahead of their exit from office, and then they should have every cause to fear, and I'm sure that they would have been cheated.
No, but even those ones should also have reason to be cheated because there's no hard fast rule that this government will continue after 2023. By the time they do office.
In terms of possession, I think it's going
if for instance, the PDP takes over, if the PDP takes over, they will come for that because they are part of them in the fight.
I'm sure the PDP will take over.
I say if. So I just play the game of chess.
Maybe PDP will take over.
Well, that is the much we can take for today's edition of the big issue. And of course, the big issue is now there for you. It's left for you Nigerians to use your turn and count your teeth. Well, Fani-Kayode has been re-arraigned despite his defection or his return to the governing or progressive Congress. Whether it is a smoke screen to actually cover up for what we are yet to see, or it is actually a demonstration of the zero tolerance of the Buhari administration. As events unfold, we'll get to know. Thanks for keeping tab with us on the big issue. And of course, I'll thank our in-house analysts for addressing the big issue the way it is. Join us same time tomorrow for another edition of this program. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.